10 reasons cheating is no longer taboo in committed relationships. Cheating, once universally condemned as a breach of trust, has become alarmingly normalized in today's relationships. What was once whispered about in hushed tones is now a topic of casual conversation on social media and even among close friends. The question is no longer, why does it happen, but rather, why does it feel so common? This shift isn't simply about individual choices. It reflects deeper changes in how we perceive commitment, intimacy, and connection in a fast-paced, ever-connected world. From the pressures of modern technology to evolving cultural norms, the reasons behind this phenomenon are complex and multifaceted. In this exploration of 10 shocking truths, we'll uncover the subtle yet significant forces reshaping our relationships. These insights are drawn from real experiences and highlight the ways our society might be unintentionally paving the way for infidelity to feel more acceptable. Understanding these truths isn't about pointing fingers. It's about learning how to navigate the modern landscape of love with empathy, awareness, and intention. Number 1. Erosion of commitment culture. Commitment isn't what it used to be. The idea of building a life with one person, through thick and thin, is increasingly viewed as old-fashioned. Modern culture places a premium on personal growth, career achievements, and self-discovery. These priorities often overshadow the long-term sacrifices and compromises required to sustain a relationship. Imagine someone who spent years in a relationship only to feel stifled in their career or personal ambitions. The pressure to find yourself can sometimes overshadow the importance of building a shared life. Cheating, in this context, becomes a misguided attempt to reclaim independence or escape feelings of entrapment. The absence of a cultural narrative that glorifies resilience in relationships contributes to a disposable mindset. When challenges arise, seeking solace outside the relationship feels easier than working through them. 2. Increased accessibility through technology. Technology has turned the world into a playground of endless options. Dating apps, social media platforms, and messaging services allow individuals to connect with others discreetly and instantaneously. While these tools are designed for connection, they also make infidelity alarmingly convenient. A person feeling neglected or unappreciated at home may stumble upon someone who showers them with attention online. A few clicks, a spark of conversation, and the boundaries blur. The anonymity and speed with which these connections form can be intoxicating. Technology doesn't just facilitate cheating, it also distorts reality. The person on the other side of the screen often feels like an escape from real-life challenges, creating an illusion of perfection that further undermines the primary relationship. 3. Media glorification. Movies, TV shows, music, and even social media influencers often paint infidelity as thrilling, passionate, and empowering. While storytelling often thrives on conflict and drama, it subtly desensitizes us to the emotional devastation caused by betrayal. Think about a character in a popular show who cheats but is still portrayed as the hero, bold, adventurous, and unashamed. Viewers may subconsciously internalize this narrative, believing that infidelity is a natural response to dissatisfaction or boredom. The media's portrayal can diminish the gravity of cheating, framing it as an acceptable, even liberating solution, rather than a serious breach of trust. 4. Decline in moral stigma. What used to be universally condemned is now seen through shades of gray. Modern society often excuses cheating as a symptom of unmet emotional or physical needs, rather than a deliberate act of betrayal. The growing narrative is that if someone cheats, there must be a deeper justification. Imagine a couple where one partner feels emotionally neglected due to their spouse's demanding job. Instead of addressing the issue head-on, they might seek validation elsewhere. Friends might justify this as understandable, further eroding the stigma attached to infidelity. This shift in moral perception creates a slippery slope. While empathy is important, excusing bad behavior can make it easier for people to rationalize crossing lines that were once sacred. 5. Fear of missing out, FOMO. In an era of limitless choices, the fear of settling becomes overwhelming. Social media constantly reminds us of other possibilities: better relationships, more exciting partners, or experiences that monogamy supposedly prevents us from exploring. A person in a long-term relationship might feel they've missed out on adventures their single friends are having. This perception of what could have been creates restlessness, leading some to seek excitement or novelty outside their committed relationship. FOMO erodes contentment. Instead of appreciating what they have, individuals become preoccupied with what they think they're missing, jeopardizing their current relationship in the process. 6. Diminished communication skills. Communication is the bedrock of any healthy relationship, yet it's often the first thing to crumble. In today's fast-paced world, where people are increasingly distracted by work, technology, and personal stressors, many struggle to articulate their needs, emotions, and frustrations effectively. This lack of communication creates emotional gaps that cheating sometimes fills. Consider a couple where one partner feels neglected because their emotional needs aren't being met. Instead of expressing these feelings, they suppress them, fearing conflict or rejection. Over time, this silence breeds resentment. Then, they meet someone who listens and validates them, sparking an emotional or physical connection outside the relationship. When communication breaks down, relationships become vulnerable. Cheating often isn't the cause of a failing relationship. It's the symptom of unresolved conflicts and unmet needs. 7. Individualism over partnership. Modern culture places immense value on self-prioritization. While self-care and personal growth are vital, an overemphasis on individualism can weaken the collective effort required to sustain a relationship. Many people now view relationships as platforms for personal fulfillment, rather than partnerships that demand mutual sacrifice and compromise. Imagine a person who starts to feel their relationship is holding them back from personal goals, like traveling the world or advancing their career. Instead of working with their partner to find a solution, they may start seeking connection elsewhere, something that feels less restrictive and more aligned with their individual desires. Relationships thrive on teamwork, but when individual desires consistently outweigh the partnership's needs, loyalty becomes optional, and cheating can be rationalized as a way to reclaim autonomy. 8. Overexposure to temptation. Social media and hyperconnectivity have placed endless temptation at our fingertips. Every scroll exposes people to attractive individuals, messages of validation, or the illusion of a better connection. This overexposure can blur boundaries and erode the emotional exclusivity that relationships require. Picture someone who feels undervalued in their relationship. A casual compliment from a stranger online can become addictive. They start seeking these interactions more frequently, and what begins as harmless messaging can escalate into something deeper. Constant exposure to external validation feeds insecurity and curiosity, making it harder for individuals to resist temptation. Cheating often begins as a small step over an undefined boundary, one that technology makes all too easy to cross. 9. Misaligned expectations. Cheating isn't always black and white. One person's idea of infidelity might differ from another's. For some, emotional intimacy with someone else is a betrayal. For others, only physical acts count as cheating. These misaligned expectations often lead to misunderstandings, unmet needs, and ultimately breaches of trust. Consider a couple where one partner shares their deepest fears and dreams with a coworker instead of their significant other. To them, this might seem harmless, but to their partner, it could feel like an emotional affair. This misalignment creates conflict and opens the door to further breaches of trust. Without clear, mutual definitions of fidelity, couples are left navigating gray areas. These blurred lines make it easier to justify or excuse behaviors that, intentionally or not, violate the relationship's boundaries. 10. Rise of non-traditional relationship models. The growing acceptance of open relationships, polyamory, and casual dating has reshaped how people view monogamy. While these models work well for some, they've also contributed to a cultural shift where exclusivity is no longer the default expectation in relationships. For many, this shift has blurred the boundaries between consensual non-monogamy and cheating. Imagine a person in a committed monogamous relationship who begins to envy the freedom their polyamorous friends seem to enjoy. They might justify an affair as exploration or a way to test boundaries without realizing the impact on their partner. While non-traditional relationship models can be healthy and consensual, their rise has created a cultural gray area. For those unprepared or unwilling to have honest conversations about boundaries, the line between consensual exploration and betrayal can become dangerously thin. Conclusion: the normalization of cheating in relationships is a sobering reflection of our evolving societal values. It speaks to the delicate balance between personal growth and partnership, the influence of technology on intimacy, and the shifting boundaries of commitment. These 10 truths reveal that cheating is rarely a simplistic act of betrayal. It's often the result of unresolved issues, unspoken expectations, or external temptations that exploit the vulnerabilities in a relationship. While this reality may feel disheartening, it also serves as an opportunity for reflection. By understanding the cultural and personal forces at play, we can strive to rebuild trust and commitment in our relationships. Open communication, shared values, and intentional effort can serve as antidotes to the modern challenges that threaten fidelity. Ultimately, while the world around us may change, the foundations of a strong relationship, trust, respect, and love, remain timeless. It's up to us to ensure that these values endure, guiding us through the complexities of connection in today's ever-evolving world.